Hi, good morning, everyone. I am Ramesh, joining from the Bay Area. I am the founder and CEO of Maokai, and thank you for this opportunity, and thank you, Amit, and the Plug and Play team. Maokai, the name originates from Mark as a machine and an eye that is looking into the data. The machine is in the machine learning. We have built the product as AI as an architecture, and we have built it with a vision to become the personal business companion that every business user can depend on to know anything about the business, anything about the data. And Amit, thank you for talking about our Gartner School vendor. Yeah, we got recognized as a Gartner School vendor in multiple domains and offerings. And the product offering that we build, we are now applying into the business intelligence use case, the automation of reporting, charting use case, and to provide data intelligence for everyone in an enterprise and for all of their data. We understand what the users are looking for. We provide a search option, but we are also a search-less company so that the end users don't have to search on an everyday basis. And we combine natural search with clickless intelligence and presentations as interactive audio visuals. We are a very IP-centric company. We are well-funded startup from Canaan Partners and Westwave Capital. Some of the indicative customers that we had worked with are the largest pharma, largest insurance, and largest housing marketplace companies. And sorry, I went back. If I had to explain what is a customer's problem that we try to solve, so think of it as a bank or think of it as a fintech company. And a business user, sorry about this. So a business user, somebody who is going through the product demand and product offerings. Say, I assume they have a question on the savings account growth for that quarter in Florida. How does he get an answer? So if he is lucky enough, he can probably find a report or a dashboard. But most enterprises have an overwhelming of reports and dashboards, so they don't know what is up to date, what is contextual for them. So they may end up asking an analyst, and this data analyst or a business analyst would end up pulling the data from a data warehouse. It can be Snowflake, or it can be Amazon Redshift, or a Google BigQuery, or Oracle, etc. And optionally, they might also involve a data scientist to do some more modeling and analysis, who might make more copies. And eventually, a report comes back to the business user. But if there are more questions involved, there are the longer durations that is involved, more copies. And essentially, the decision-making process is slower. And there is an expert dependency on depending on the analyst, and some opportunities can get missed. And the business user don't have an ability to explore the data themselves. And from an enterprise standpoint, there is no ROI on all the tools and infrastructure that they're making on the BI, because BI is complex, can be intimidating. How do we solve the problem? Number one, if you think of the previous scenario as what you ask is what you get, what you may ask on in-person, email, phone, etc. But we are changing that paradigm. We don't have to ask really a question, and then we don't have to be confined by what you ask is what you get. You may get a lot more than what you want with this machine to human interface. Now think of the same scenario, the same business user, same question. Number one, we provide a natural search interface so that they can ask the question on themselves without asking, without depending on experts. And we convert the English into SQL, and then we analyze, we get the data without any data duplication. We do this directly from the data warehouse. And we also answer a set of recommendations. I assume that all this team, the business user and analysts, are meeting in a room. The user doesn't stop there. He might ask more questions. So all those questions we would forecast or foresee based on the patterns, and then we would answer them. Second, based on the clickless intelligence that we have within our product, we automatically deploy several machine learning models, dozens of machine learning models on our own, and we try to find intelligence. In this case, we say that 56% of these new account growth is happening in the Central Florida. Okay, that's an intelligence that the user did not ask. And then second, we say that most of these accounts, 38% of these accounts, are in one age group, 40 to 49. And then we will also tell that most of these new savings accounts happen with this promotion up to $2,500 bonus. So I assume if that was a offering or a promotion, we try to find that and then we bring out that intelligence automatically. And how do we present all this to the user? We can present as charts and graphs that any user might normally expect. But we also present as text and audio visuals. Audio visuals is again one of our key unique play. And assume that now this user is asking this question on the go on his phone. And we instantly generate typical turnaround time a few milliseconds, and then we generate these audio visuals, and then this narrates as if a personal analyst for the business user would have narrated. And we do all of this with no data duplication, directly connecting to the data warehouse. And the key business advantages is that the decision-making process is faster, simpler, and still gives an ability to explore and converse. And we automatically surface opportunities like the opportunities of the age, and then which promotion has contributed to this growth is something that we ought to automatically find and surface. And third, we increase the user engagement and an overall ROI. Let me quickly get to the demo. So I'll show the natural search dashboards, recommendations, clickless intelligence, and headlines. And headlines, think of it as flipboard sort of an interface. And as I start using the product continues to learn what the users are looking for, and it would start generating the headline news. Think of it as the difference between www.google.com and news.google.com. We have the search box, but doesn't mean the users have to constantly search. They can ask questions, or this gets generated. Let me quickly show monthly sales in 2020. So if I am asking this question here, sorry, I typed, and in here, so assuming that I type something like this is what the system is automatically producing and understanding. And then we just don't stop here. We also produce these audio visuals. Okay, so let me play this audio visual.
Good morning. This analysis measures monthly sales in 2020 and presents you the information with various perspectives. The total sales in 2020 is over 20 million in-store transactions. The sales growth between January 2020 and August 2020 is 75.2% when compared to the same period a year ago. The estimated sales between September 2018.
In the interest of time, I would like to say pause the audio visual. But this is something that the product is automatically finding and then creating for the user. And you see that even though it asked or made a typo of 20, like a long number, we still auto-corrected it and then found it as 2020 and not the other one. And these are all the various recommendations that the system is producing automatically, and by order types or by customer gender, who has produced what, and then the payment types and all of that in this particular data and the context that we got. So let me quickly go back. This is a customer use case that we have done in terms of the top 5 consumer pharma. It's $85 billion company, and we are helping on the operations use case over there. And this is pretty easy to get started with Maokai. We have a cloud offering that is available for anybody to sign up and try the product for themselves. They can connect to any of their cloud data warehouse. Our pricing is also published. We charge $18 per user per month. And the summary how we differ from any other BI product is that we make faster decisions with natural search, uncover opportunities with clickless intelligence. We scale for everybody, and we also do the low prep, no prep of data on the cloud to make it very easy. And audio visuals are again very unique to us. We finally tell the customer that we give a play button for their analytics. And thank you, everyone. I'll just pause and take questions.
Thanks, Ramesh. Quick question, right from the top of the bat. I know we're almost out of time, or we are. This reminds me of, kind of a lot of kind of like Tableau demo. They're very much kind of prevalent in a lot of organizations, but there's a lot of kind of manual workings that are required to kind of produce those analytics within Tableau, or likes of Tableau or demo. Do you foresee kind of Maokai to kind of replace those kind of analytics tool, or do you see it more being complementary?
Well, we start complementary, and Tableau, Click, Power BI, etc. They are more analyst facing, and we are more end user facing. And in a bank, I assume that all the wealth managers, all the account managers, branch managers can actually use our product and not necessarily go by Tableau, not look at the standard dashboards. We give the exploratory capability, and we also empower the citizen data scientists. That's a terminology that a lot of enterprises are now talking about. Any user that don't need any training. And within the product, we are doing a lot of process automation to produce all of this to empower the customers, even to make their everyday operations done on their own.
And quick question, does your application support Japanese?
Not at the moment. We are working only on English at this point.
Got it. Do you have an appetite to work in the Japanese market?
We have to tweak our both NLP and NLG engines, the one that is consuming English and the one that is producing the language. We may have an appetite, but we can talk about it offline. Yeah.
Got it. And then do you connect to Enterprise Data Lake?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. That's all the questions, Ramesh, and thank you for presenting.